Howdy. Okay, so this will be my first video, and it's probably going to be very rambly, because that's just my nature of being. But I'll try and keep this as concise as possible. I don't understand why we're so divided. I really don't. The gay people in the 70s were more united than we are now, and they didn't have the advent of the internet, nor did they have the option of going to gay support groups or things like that. They had a completely underground movement. They had to, or else they would have been excommunicated from their communities. And yet, here we are in today's day and age, where we have the information superhighway, and we have GLBTQ resource centers, and we have all of this stuff. But we're divided amongst ourselves over the most trivial and useless bullshit. Now, I'm going to go ahead and talk about this whole Brian Taylor popularity thing, because, quite frankly, that entire thing was stupid. No offense, Eddie, I know you had the best intentions with that. I know you wanted to be all-inclusive for everyone and to make everyone feel a part of the group. But that should be our job as admins. As admins, it's our job to make sure that the fringes feel welcomed. And we should be leading by example, by showing by example that everyone should be included. Not posting these things that ultimately lead to individuals being upset over the fact that they're being targeted and other individuals feeling upset because they felt as though they felt weak because this had to happen because of an admin saying so. And so I understand that you had the best intentions in mind with this, but the good looking and the popular people will always be popular. There's no changing that. It's not like you can flip that social construct on its head. Everywhere you go, that same social structure will ring true. And I'm sorry, it was a brilliant, it's a nice intention behind it, but it doesn't solve anything because people will still always rally behind the popular person. And it's not a fault of their own. I mean, it's not like they're going out wanting to be popular. Well, I mean, maybe sure some are, but it's just something that comes natural to them. Sort of like how it comes natural to me to have this understanding of of most people's ideas. And it's just like I said, it was nice. It had a really nice intention, but then there comes to a point where you need to recognize that sometimes a nice intention isn't good enough. Now back to this whole division concept. I don't see why we place artificial divisions between us. Society does that enough already. We're already a fringe group. We're already seen as outsiders. We're already seen as individuals who don't belong. So why do we do it to ourselves in the first place? Shouldn't we be all working together? Shouldn't we all be working towards the same goal instead of putting in these artificial divisions like, oh, masculine versus feminine or popular versus unpopular? They don't accomplish anything. They really don't. And while you might not like someone who's popular, or while you might not like someone who's masculine, or while you might not like someone who's feminine, you should learn to accept them for who they are, even if you don't like them, because you can recognize that it's their right to be who they are that is important, not the fact that you actually get along with them. I mean, would that be nice? Would it be nice for everyone to get along with each other? Yeah, definitely. But I'm not saying that it's impossible. I'm just saying that it's not probable, and that we should instead be gearing our minds towards the understanding that we should accept each other for who we are, not for who we think we should be. And instead, we have all of these massive divisions amongst each other where we have to be classified as a top or a bottom, a masculine or a feminine guy, um, and it doesn't do anything. It's just an artificial division that excludes people more so than they're already excluded. And I think it's silly. In today's day and age, like I said at the very beginning, we are more divided than people in the 70s who didn't have all of the fantastic resources and availability that we have today. And you want to know why? Because they all realized that the matter at hand was an issue of acceptance, not of some contrived idea that we need to have these stupid boundaries. And the funny thing is that instead of trying to change perspective, we like to just bitch and moan. We just like to bitch and moan and say, well, the world is fucked, therefore fuck the world. And that doesn't do anything. Instead, we should be thinking, the world is fucked, therefore we need to change. But where's the change, guys? Quite frankly, I don't see it. And if we can't come together as a unified movement, we, as the youth of the movement, if we can't come together to create a unified movement, how can we ever expect to cause any change? Gandhi once said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." Are you guys that change?